Hello everybody, it's Gail here from Ornamentology. Today I thought I'd show you a different kind of journal. This has been made slightly differently. I've experimented with lots of different methods and there are a number that I've settled on that I really like. So some of them are a variation on a theme. I kind of get an idea and think, yes, that's good. And I've kind of augmented some together. So it's a kind of a mishmash really, but this is a fabric journal and the inside of the fabric is an old jiffy bag that I used. I quite like the crunchiness and the texture of it. The fabric is a remnant from a charity shop. The ribbon is grain ribbon from a hat project and the buckle is a 1960s dress belt buckle. So it's all recycled and found. In here I've got a place for your pencil to go, so it can go in there. And I bought the Diary of an Edwardian Country Lady book and took that to bits. The images are so beautiful, and it just kind of works with this paper, with this fabric. This is one side of the fabric, one's inside and one's outside, and I just turn them round so that you've got the inside on the outside and the outside on the inside, I think. I found a stamp album in a charity shop, and this is a page from it. It's really interesting. There were no stamps in it, it was just the empty album, so that's that. This is some printing that I did, a stenciled print from my gel pad over the top of a book page, which is quite interesting, and it's about Sibelius. Some tea dyed paper, and here is some paper from a music score book by Gilbert and Sullivan's Operas. More of this lovely, I'm liking the yellow. I've gone with this like cream colour. The paper feels beautiful. It's got holes in because it came in a ring bound thing. This is a piece of packaging paper, as is this, and I tea dyed this, and it looks, I just think it looks amazing, to be honest, the way it's all come out and it's gone like this. Just an ordinary piece of it was in a book fly sheet, but it feels nice. It's got sort of like an indented texture to it. It's really beautiful. Some more thick paper that came on a small roll. I also found this oriental paper. It was an oriental book that I got from a charity shop. I've no idea what it says, but I just like the fact that it's kind of, it's just interesting shapes really. This is a page or two from Likewise to Candleford. Just books that I found in charity shop warehouse cupboards up and down the land that are just dead books, and it's such a shame. More tea dyed paper. This is about a bird book, so this is about the bittern. This is about the little bittern. I didn't even know there was a little bittern, but there is, not to be confused with Little Britain. Here's a piece of ledger paper that's dyed. More of my printed image from abstract image using my gel plate, which I really enjoy doing. This is a fly sheet from a book on flowers, and I just like the colour tones in with the general palette. Some more tea dyed paper, a bit of packaging paper. I love this packaging paper, it feels so fibrous and wonderful. And again, more of this from the stamp album. It feels so smooth against this kind of coarse paper. It's about the texture of things. More printing. This is kind of leaf printing and nature printing, and the paper's metallic, the ink is metallic, so it kind of gives it another look. Bit more tea dyed, a bit more of this printed on my gel plate, which is why the edges are so rough. It's kind of an A4 gel plate, and you roll paint on it and then lay your objects on. This is actually overgrown bubble wrap, but it makes an interesting pattern, I think, and it picks up with some of the other colours. Bit of more packaging paper. This I think is out of the bottom of a banana box. I really like banana box paper. It's really tough and it's just lovely. Something again from that ledger that tells you how to do your books, and this is a credit ledger, and it's how you lay it out. I just love the handwriting, it's really beautiful, and this tells you about how to use the book. So we're at the middle now, so it's the same either side, but this is some paper that was in a ring bound thing, and I just ripped it out, but I quite liked the ring bound situation, so I left that in. Temptation to cut it off never really occurred to me. I just like the feel of it. So we're now going down, looping along the other side of the pages we've just viewed. So some of them have got different patinas on, where things have dried. When I did a set of tea dyed paper, I put some bits of fern in, and it just left a mark. It's just, I think it's just interesting, really. More of the same. This is kind of the other side of the pages we've just looked at. Obviously, this is the feet of the little bittern and the big bittern. More about Lark Rise from Candleford. Bits of paper and torn paper. I like the way that lays next door to this. This is quite coarse. This is quite textured, and the two together just look interesting, I think. And then we've got this really dark paper that contrasts the light, and I quite like the way it shards across. More of this, more music paper. This is where the rust marks on the bottom of the place where I dye the paper just pick it up and alter the brown to this kind of like lilac shade. It's just amazing, and it happens kind of randomly, so there's something rather fabulous about that. And here's more from the Edwardian Diary of an Edwardian Country Lady. It's just pretty paper. And then I found a couple of sheets of download paper, which I sploshed with water, and it's given this effect, which I quite like actually. It ties in with the greens and reds, and I just put some things together. So there's this little notebook with little slithers of paper that you can use, and then you can untie this and replace the paper if you want to. That's just allows you to get it out. So that's just a little notebook. And then this opens this way. There's little pieces of card that you can write on or put in the journal, even if you felt inclined. This was another day when my printer was having a bit of a brain fart. Some just note paper from an old notebook, which is just really pretty. And it's that cream colour again. This opens, you have more tea dyed paper in just a little slither of a pocket to put things in. You can put your own stuff in here. You don't have to keep this in here. More a little card that you can open and write in. I quite like these little lugs. They kind of help get things out. And a big sheet of ledger paper, because it's quite lovely. It's a huge ledger. I mean, it kind of is huge. And I just kind of fold that up in an interesting way and just tuck it in there thus the way, so that you can actually get the thing out. And that just tucks in there like so. This was a digital download, these bits were. Just interesting, really. Some more pages for you to write on. Same again. This is just another sheet. This is my first attempt at a covered paper clip. It's interesting. It's okay. It does what it's meant to do. I'm good with that. You can move it about the book if you want to. Just a little drop down thing. I'm never sure about drop down things. I always think that things are going to fall out of those, but this one works. So this is just a little fold out that you can utilise, that tucks in this side tuck here, this pocket. And I quite liked the idea of leaving the selvage on the fabric. I quite like this sort of frayed. It's not going to fray, but it's kind of the edge of the fabric. I quite like that. You could put anything you like in there, really. And that's that. It's called Golden Summer, this journal, and it's available, obviously. It's a very soft to hold journal. It's quite a large format, but it's comfortable in the hand. The size, it's 27 centimeters, or about 10 3/4 top to bottom. Side to side, 18.5 centimeters, about 7.5 inches. And it's really lovely paper. And I've left the frays. It won't fray past this line. It's double stitched, so it won't totally fray out. But, you know, sometimes they come off and I discard them if they get a bit unruly. But by and large, I quite like the frays. They kind of add to the general kind of feel of the journal, but it feels nice in the hand. And there it is. So it's quite big. I'm twiddling it around this way so you can see it. I've got my hands on it, so to give you an indication of size. I haven't got hands like Pam's, just standard woman hands really, but it's a lovely journal. It feels really nice, and it's soft because it's a bubble wrap bag inside there. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. This journal's available. If you're interested in it at all, give me a ping and we can go from there. I'm sure I can get it in the post to you. Anyway, thank you so much for your time today, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.